Residents at an Algiers apartment complex reach out to Fox 8 begging for help, saying they're living in squalor.
And one of the owners of Parc Fontaine is Global Ministries Foundation.
That's the same religious nonprofit that Fox 8 revealed owns the Willows in New Orleans East, which was full of mold and trash and which residents told us was unsafe. Here's this Fox 8 Defenders investigation.
They got water running here. They took all this mold, all this water.
73-year-old Creston DeLay says he's lived in these conditions for months.
If you turn the water on, they come run out. The pipe, in the zinc.
The carpet soaked from the leaking water.
I got to sleep way over there where it's dry at.
How long has it been like this?
3 months.
And you've complained to the office?
Every day, crying like I'm doing now. I can't find no other place. It's hard to find a one-room apartment because they didn't raise the rent up.
DeLay invited us into his rental at the Parc Fontaine Apartment Complex in Algiers.
And it's a shame for me to be living like this.
We initially went to the complex to check out the office, which employees tell us was closed for a time because of mold. This apartment complex is owned in part by Global Ministries Foundation. That's the same religious nonprofit that owns the Willows in the East. We've reported extensively on the conditions at the Willows that residents there describe as scary.
And I tell them this all the time. I say, this is not fair. This is not fair. No one has to live like this. And they tell me, oh, we're going to get someone, and then they stop answering the phone.
The ceiling is leaking the same place where you patch it up at. She told me, just put a pot there.
Nathan Wilson also lives at Parc Fontaine. He says he too struggles to get problems in his apartment fixed.
There's a lot of mold, a lot of the sheetrock is falling from off the walls because of the mold and the water that's leaking.
Wilson describes a non-stop battle fighting management to help the renters.
But every time you come to the office, they always say they're gonna send someone, and no one don't never come. Because I got a leak under the sink that's been there for at least 2 months, and no one still haven't came. I told them recently, if I gotta get someone to come out to fix the problem, that's getting deducted from the rent. I don't care how much I gotta pay. If I pay $2,000 or $3,000, it's gonna get deducted out of my rent.
Since our stories first aired on the Willows and Global Ministries, the Fox 8 Defenders have received calls and emails from people living at Parc Fontaine who say they too live in deplorable conditions and can't seem to get management to help. For Creston DeLay, he told us he was stuck until he went to the office to tell them he had just done an interview with Fox 8. Within days, he says he was moved to a clean unit, one without mold or water flowing through it. It's a small victory for him, but he says so many others with no means to move out wonder when they will receive some help.
Yes, ma'am.
A spokesperson for Global Ministries maintains the office where staff work didn't have any mold in it, and that the reason it was closed was because the office took on a ton of water after a storm blew off a temporary tarp on its roof. If you've got a consumer complaint you'd like us to look into, call the Fox 8 Defenders, staffed with volunteers from the National Council of Jewish Women, or fill out our online complaint form.